Sound of gentle jungle morning, birds chirping. Morning sun streamed through the thick jungle canopy, painting golden stripes on the forest floor. Baloo, the big, lovable bear, was lounging on his favorite sunning rock, his belly delightfully full of sweet, sticky honey. Nearby, Mowgli and the sleek panther Bagheera listened with patient smiles as Baloo went on and on. Little britches. Baloo puffed out his chest, trying to look as grand as possible. If danger ever decided to mess with our jungle, oh, Baloo here would be the first to step up. I'd save the day, just like that. He snapped his claws for emphasis. Hero stuff, it's woven right into my fur. Suddenly, a cackle echoed from the branches above. King Louie, the orangutan, swung down, dangling by one arm. Hero, you? He laughed, pointing a long finger. Huh, the only thing you're an expert at saving is leftovers for a midnight snack? Baloo's proud expression drooped into a frown. Oh, yeah. Well, you just wait, banana brain. When this jungle really needs a hero, I'll show you. I'll show all of you. That evening, as the sky turned a deep purple, a terrifying roar echoed from the riverbank. The ground seemed to shake with its force. Animals scattered in every direction, their panic cries filling the air. A monster! There's a monster in the river. Baloo felt a giant gulp travel down his throat, but he plastered a wobbly smile on his face. Now, everyone. Don't you worry your pretty little heads. Your hero is here. He puffed out his chest again and began a rather wobbly march toward the water. Mowgli and Bagheera exchanged a worried glance and followed close behind. The river churned violently. A dark, monstrous shape began to rise from the murky depths, letting out a low, groaning sound. Baloo let out a high-pitched screech and stumbled backward, tripping over his own feet. But as he looked again, his eyes went wide. It wasn't a monster at all. It was a huge, gnarled log, tangled with vines and thick branches. The groaning sound was just the wood straining against the powerful current. The other animals, peeking from behind trees, gasped. It's alive, one of them whispered in terror. Baloo, sweating but seeing his chance, puffed his chest out for the third time that day. Yes, alive, but fear not. I'll take care of this river beast. He let out a mighty, if slightly shaky roar and charged forward. Of course, in his heroic haste, he didn't see the small, round rock in his path. He tripped, soared through the air in a very unheroic arc, and landed with a tremendous splash right next to the monster. The impact sent the massive log spinning and bobbing harmlessly down the river. The crowd of animals erupted in cheers. He did it. Baloo saved us. Baloo sat up in the shallow water, blinking in confusion. Huh, he mumbled to himself. Well, what do you know? Guess I am a hero after all. Later that night, the weather took a turn. Heavy rain began to fall, turning the gentle river into a raging, churning torrent. And carried on the floodwaters, the log returned. This time, it wasn't a joke. It smashed against the riverbanks, tearing away chunks of earth and threatening to create a dam that would flood the entire lower jungle. Suddenly, a terrified trumpeting cut through the storm. A baby elephant, separated from its mother, had slipped and was caught in the dangerous current, struggling to keep its head above water. Mowgli's voice was filled with panic. Baloo, do something. We need you. Baloo's eyes widened, all his earlier bravado melting away into pure fear. He looked at the furious river, the threshing log, and he trembled. I can't, he whispered, his voice shaking. I'm no real hero. That was just an accident. But then he saw it all. The terrified little elephant being pulled under, the mother elephant, Shanti, frantically trying to calm her panicking herd on the shore, and Mowgli looking at him with eyes full of unwavering trust. Baloo's heart thumped like a drum against his ribs. He couldn't run, not this time. No, he said, his voice low but firm. Not this time, with a roar that came from deep within his soul, a real roar of courage, Baloo plunged into the raging torrent. The current was a monster, pulling and tearing at his thick fur, but he fought it with every ounce of his strength. He reached the calf and managed to grab its trunk. "Hang on, kiddo, I've got you." Seeing their chance, Mowgli and Bagheera started throwing thick vines toward them. The monkeys swung into action, pulling on the vines from the trees. It was a massive team effort, and together they hauled the baby elephant slowly but surely to the safety of the bank. But the danger wasn't over. The massive log, free from its snag, was now thundering straight for them, ready to crush everything in its path. Without a second thought, Baloo turned to face it. He braced his huge, heavy body, dug his claws into the muddy bank, and shoved with all his might. It felt like pushing a mountain. Then, with a mighty heave from Baloo and a coordinated push from the grateful elephants behind him, the log broke free from the river's grip and drifted away, finally harmless. Exhausted, soaked, and covered in mud, Baloo collapsed onto the shore. But he was smiling. The jungle animals surrounded him, no longer running in fear, but cheering in gratitude. "Baloo the hero, Baloo the hero," they chanted. Louie, humbled, came forward and placed a crown made of banana peels on Baloo's head. "All hail the bravest and wettest bear in the jungle." Baloo grinned sheepishly. It was nothing. He paused, then added, "Okay, maybe it was a little something." Mowgli ran and hugged his big friend tightly. "You're not a hero because you're strong, Baloo. You're a hero because you cared." Bagheera, ever the pragmatist, stepped forward and purred softly. "For once I must agree with the man cub," Baloo chuckled, a deep, warm rumble. "Well, I guess this old bear has got more than just honey in his belly. He has got a little courage in there, too," Louie smirked, "and a whole lot of river water up his nose." At that, everyone burst out laughing. Baloo let out a giant sneeze, spraying the nearby monkeys with a shower of river water, which only made them laugh harder. As the moon shone down, Baloo sat there wearing his silly banana peel crown, glowing with a pride that was real, earned, and truly heroic. Thanks for watching our story today. If you enjoyed Baloo's adventure, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from the jungle. We'll see you next time.